Mortal Kombat 1 beta has ended. Let the wait not be suspended. A beta tier list must be made to make everyone enraged. Time to rank the characters from worst to best and farm comments of the viewership stressed.
Alright, in at number 6 is Liu Kang. He resets the timeline, creates a new universe, and decided he was perfect, so he remained mostly the same as he was in the last game, at least in theory. Some of the positives about him are he's got a strong neutral game, forcing people to approach him, and that's a position of power in the NRS games. He's got his low fireball, a move that will force an opponent to either take damage by getting hit, block it, or move out of the way. Goes underneath high projectiles. That's always a strong move to have in an NRS game. And this is particularly strong versus characters like Li Mei and Katana, who only have high projectiles, thus forcing them to approach. He's got high damage, which obviously needs no explanation. Good anti-air that leads into his high damage, also needs no explanation. And he's got, I think it's the 2-2 string, which is plus unblock, and that's putting the opponent in a situation where they have to guess if he'll strike or throw them. On the negative side, he is pretty dependent on striking or throwing offensively, so that means the risk of getting ducked and punished elevates. Other than that though, he's a strong looking character, and I can trust a good Liu player can make him work. And it wouldn't be outlandish to see multiple. Perhaps the cameos in the beta weren't his best pairings, so his potential to be even better is still left to be seen. Like, compared to the other characters, I wasn't seeing him doing anything immediately disgusting, other than with Jax, which Li Mei and Katana could also do, which is why I'll put him at the number 6 spot. Maybe he just needs another cameo to make him more stupid.
Sorry, mate. Job's a job.
Fifth place spot goes to Li Mei. She's a brawler, a mauler, the one that's cruising to give you a bruising. She wants to be up close. She's got a fairly average high projectile and a lantern she can put in the sky to deny an approach from the opponent. And this lantern also increases the payoff if she's correct in her own offense, which is a nice little bonus. Some pros for her include multiple advantage on block attacks if you let her carry on mauling her opponent, or she can use it to bait them making a bad decision that she can then use as a punish opportunity. She has high damage, getting about 40% for a bar. It's pretty cushy. And she's probably got the best setup for Frost Orb out of any character in the beta. And that therefore makes her mix-up game potent, because she'll just be able to throw you into it as a threat quite frequently. Her 1-2 string will also catch people trying to tech the throw, so that adds an extra layer to this offense. And when you combine that with the orb, it just makes big damage, and the lantern, yeah, it just gets nasty. Some cons for Li Mei, I would say, is that she is cameo dependent. She seems so much stronger with the right assist, so Frost and Jax would be better for her than Kano or Sonya, to the point where it's more of a need to pick these rather than pick what you want. She suffers from short range on her buttons and has no fast mid to hit somebody into good damage, so you have to make use of her backdash and her back three to catch people whiffing pokes and whatnot. Also, she can't punish a poke with a poke. She has to spend a bar to do so, which is a negative because most characters can punish a down one with their own down one and get their offense started for nothing. But overall, she's a nasty character to be up against offensively. She's going to put you in a blender, and yeah, not a bad character by any means, just number 5 out of all of these.
I'm taking you out, I'm taking you out, and I'm taking you out. Dinner. Yeah.
Number 4 is Johnny Cage. His character is near enough a homage to his MK9 version. His game plan involves locking you down with his plus frames, being so obnoxious with them that he makes you want to challenge. And then when you challenge, if he calls you out, you lose half your life. It's a dangerous game to play versus this type of character.
Just be careful, okay?
Some of his pros include he's got plus frames on his normals, he's got very fast mid, and he uses it to enforce his plus frames and stop you from mashing if he thinks you're going to mash. He's got amazing movement, he's probably the quickest on the ground, he's pretty much on ice skates. His damage is just off the hook, he's doing 50-60% just for hitting you once. Don't ever let him hit you once. He's got really good anti-air, also leading into damage. He's got EX Nut Punch, which will be strike invincible. So if you hit him and he does Nut Punch, you could just lose 50%. And that means you can't do things with gaps on him. You gotta be careful with what you're doing. And if he's got the right assist, yeah, it just becomes like, just do it sort of move. He has also got the ability to stop you from throwing him. So if he techs your throw correctly, he can disable your throws. So you can't throw him, because if he techs your throw, you can't throw him, and you can't hit him because he might Nut Punch you. So when he's close, he's just he's just a monster. He's just a monster. Your offense against him is dangerous, and his offense against you is also dangerous. However, on the other side of the coin, his cons, he has no projectile, which means he always has to chase. And that's problematic versus a character like Kitana or Sub-Zero, who have moves that will either wall him off like the Ice Clone, or force him to eternally chase him around the screen, or both, as Kitana, for example, can just square wave away from him near enough for free. Also, on his side of the offense, if he throws you, it's basically an escape for you. It's you taking the lesser evil, you take the little bit of damage, and then you get the escape. But overall, your character is straight oppression, and his win condition is just to get in and stay in. But if you can't do that, then his existence is pretty much pain. Such is the life of Johnny Cage. Subscribe.
You will learn respect.
Okay, so in third place we got Princess Kitana, annoying mosquito extraordinaire. Her strength and her game plan centers around the fact that her square wave allows her to be anywhere on the screen that she wants to play the match. She's practically impossible to corner. So with this, she becomes very hit and run, very annoying for the other characters to deal with. She's just not going to get cornered. And if you're talking about her strengths, I'd say obviously the biggest one is she controls the pace. She controls the pace and she controls the space. You ain't easily getting up in her face because she's just going to square wave away. She's got high damage, as pretty much everybody in this does. She's got high damage. She's doing 40% for no bar. If you have Kano assist, you throw the knife, you can set up the trap, launch into that, it does 40%. You probably see the combo out there somewhere. Right. Also, her straight fan in this game does 8%. A good projectile normally in Mortal Kombat does 7, so this one's doing 8. That's above average, right? That's pretty good. Let's see, what else has she got? She's got a fast mid. Fast mid is really good for whiff punish and pokes. She's got 0 on block highs that are also pretty good for setting up people to poke, so they work in conjunction with each other. She has 1-1-2, which is, I believe, is an auto shimmy, so if people try and tech against her, she can break their attempt to tech and punish them with a full combo. That's pretty nice. That's Mortal Kombat 101 she's playing there. She's just very hard to lock down. And I think if you're talking about her weaknesses, the only real weakness that I see that she has is the fact that her projectiles are either slow on startup, so the fan trap's pretty slow, or for like the straight fan, which is the fast one, it's a high, so you duck all of her projectile game. But since she can just square wave and assist around the screen, she can kind of get in easily as well as get out easily, so it's a bit mitigated by that. Overall, I think matched up against the rest of the characters that were available, she's really strong. She's definitely good against Lee May. She was definitely good against Johnny Cage and Sub-Zero. Yeah, a bit struggled a little bit against Liu Kang because he can get underneath her fan with the low fireball. And Kenshi wasn't so bad until obviously the spirit comes out. But yeah, Katana, I'll give her a strong third place. Pretty good, pretty good.
Lick it!
You are pathetic and weak. Complete.
That's right, you heard the Lin Kuei Grandmaster. Sub-Zero is complete. Complete madness, mate. This character is so disgusting. He's got Ice Clone. He's got Zoning. He's got mids. He's got mix-ups. He's got anti-airs. He's got everything. He's got slides. He's got YOLO. He's got patience. He's got whatever you want it to be. Sub-Zero is complete. His strengths include everything I just said, mate. Mids, 12 frames. You can't press a button against him. His down one reaches from here to the next dimension. So he's punishing everyone's down ones into either a mid, a throw, or a mix-up. He's got an overhead. It's reactable and unsafe, but you can make it safe with an assist, so it's not really unsafe. He's got a low. Doesn't convert to anything without an assist, so you have to use his overhead low game with an assist. He's got Ice Clone, 2 versions, one that you can put up and if you walk into it, it freezes you, and one he can throw at you, which also absorbs your projectile and is a mid. So he has presence on the screen everywhere. He also has Ice Puddle. The Ice Puddle slows you down on hit and lets him react to your next move. It's an interesting mechanic they added to him in this game. Very unique. So there is nowhere that he can't put something on you. In terms of weaknesses, I think the only weakness I found for him was that he doesn't like getting outzoned by a character that can run away. So Katana was pretty good against him, and Kenshi was decent against him as well. But this character is going to be a menace. He's always a menace. This is his thing. This is Sub-Zero, Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei. Just like this in every game.
And now for the #1 character in the beta, Kenshi Takahashi. This character, in his normal stance, was slightly underpowered compared to the rest of the cast, but his weakness would not last. Get hit by a frost freeze and prepare to say goodbye to your ass. In Sento stance, he had block infinites and 50-50s. Try as you might, he won't let you out, no matter how much you plead. His character is dangerous. Character is just dangerous. He has good jab strings, good mid strings that reach from miles away. He has decent pokes. He has everything you really need in a character. The idea against him is to not get hit, to not allow him to get Sento Spirit, as this is his win condition. So he has many strengths. He may be susceptible to up block on his overhead, sword swipe in neutral, which is his main projectile threat, but when paired with Frost, this now makes it impossible to up block. Straight danger, Kenshi Takahashi. And so concludes the first tier list. Post and let me see if you disagree. However, you should prepare to feel the wrath of the three. If you haven't done so already, subscribe or whatever, and I'll see you next time.